Yeah, that's how we coming in today, Quan. Got to, nah, got to, nah. Hey, that's how you give me hype right there, you feel me? No, this original version, though, like, I remember seeing this song a long, long time ago, and I was like, yo, that joint right there, Otis Redding. And then when they came out with this, okay, sorry, I'm having a DJ moment. So, welcome to That Part Talk Show, y'all. We are here on a lovely Saturday. You know, we had to move things around, but we had to give you this episode. So, shout out to VegasHype, Guerilla Cross for helping make this happen. So, before we kind of get into my guest, I just want to, yeah, can we lower the vocals just a little bit? Sorry, Otis is going, but I got something to say. So, you know, we as people are an energy source, right? And we have to remember that no matter where we go, we're like dogs who shed a lot, right? We leave our trace everywhere, right? We leave these little energy particles in the air where people can gravitate towards and connect to, right? Which is why this show is what it is, because I love to, you know, reconnect with those energies that have left parts of them behind that I support and that I've connected to. And these two people right here, oh my gosh, I am so happy we have them here. The energy was amazing from the jump start. Everything that connects us the way we do is just amazing, and I cannot think of a better and more positive show that's going to be right here on That Part Talk Show. Curtis and Monarch Young, what's up, y'all?
What up?
We made it happen.
Yes,
it's been years, you know, but yo, I'm so happy to have you guys here and just really shed a light on you two, you know?
Gratitude.
Individually and togetherly. I mean, collectively. You know what I mean? Because when I see y'all as a unit. You know what I mean? But you guys both have your own stories, your own personalities, you know what I mean? Your own journeys. And what's up? Welcome to Vegas.
I appreciate the warm welcome.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We it's an honor to be here. And, you know, we've been knowing you for a while, so it's a blessing. You know, I have to commend you for your DJ skills too. That's one of the things that, you know, struck us, and it's like, wow, you're amazing. You know, it's not a lot of female DJs out there, so we have to give you your flowers for that. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
We're grateful for your contribution to creative artistry and supporting artists all over the world. So it's a gift to be here, and it's an honor to be amongst your presence.
Likewise. Oh man, beautiful things are gonna happen in the studio today. I felt it this morning when I woke up. You know, I was like, ooh, I feel it. I feel inspired today. You know, so I appreciate y'all. This is just as an honor for me as it is for y'all. So yeah, let's get into it real quick. I just want to give y'all, you know, your own shed your own light on, you know, how you came up, and then likewise with Curtis, and then I want to know about how y'all just came together as one, because
Yeah.
I'm inspired and I want to be like y'all.
Aww.
So ladies first.
Right.
Let's start with Miss Monarch. Go ahead. Give us a little background.
Divine alignment. Wow. Okay. And thank you. I appreciate as a female artists, like just, welcoming me to contribute, to this conversation first and forehand. We often actually, as a leader, renowned principal partner, I often admire the wisdom of my valued relation here, my soulmate, to really take the lead on decision making, and it has absolutely been remarkable in the alignment and in even pressing forward in all of that we have set out to accomplish. And so normally he would take the lead on this. So this is just a gift to be able to share a little bit first about my background. I grew up on stage, took the stage at 5. My mom dressed me as a gold star, and she said, go out there and shine that light.
What a manifestation.
Right. And especially having been born off of Sunset in Hollywood, which we can chat about later. That's where I met my gift, Curtis Young, my sweetheart. But I then was a vocalist in various stage performances for most of my upbringing. My mom being a creative director of plays, both the Christmas and Easter productions, welcomed me to vocally contribute. And so I can remember being in my room as an adolescent and pressing record with the and delivering vocally a melody, and as well as like the harmony on another track, and then playing them together and hearing the two tracks together was amazing. And at that point, there was a time where my mom even she suggested when I ran for student body president, she's like, why don't you have a DJ spinning in the back and you deliver a lyrical, connotation to rep, yourself as a presidential figure at that time. And ended up winning that election, which was pretty sweet. But at that time I was singing a lot of covers, and which was part of my start of really loving music. And my parents often listened to so many different genres of music, and which I was very grateful for to be exposed to. And my dad took me to a studio one time in high school. I'll never forget this. And we walk in, and it was a little sketchy. And he literally was like, no, we're out of here. Like, he took his daughter straight out, and I was like, okay. And, at that point I wrote a couple pieces, but never really had the opportunity to actually lay a record, in a professional studio. And then I was gifted with my firstborn, and I really wanted to shift my focus to earning a higher level degree in an arena that I was able to expand my knowledge base on the vocal mechanism. And so I became a professor of voice and articulation, phonetics, and child language disorders, and also earned a master's in human communication studies. So started off as journalism, but then I veered towards understanding the vocal anatomy to really enhance my understanding to be able to contribute vocally. So at that point, started integrating some of the music into my clinical settings with some of my clients at the time, and saw these patients who came in with certain elements or were even language delayed, started to exacerbate in such a significant rate of recovery by integrating both music, and some of the alternative medicine perspectives as well of eating from the earth. And it was really exciting, and it was about that time I would divinely align with my sweetheart, my valued relation, Curtis Young, and who was it was so amazing in the alignment, because we both attended an event, and his guest who accompanied him saw me from across the way and pointed me out in the room, and the valued relation of mine who had invited me pointed Curtis out from across the way, amongst a number of other public figures in the space. And so I was trying to get in and out of there because I was finishing up my master's degree, and I had to stay focused, and Curtis ended up coming and approaching me, and we literally linked and vibed. And there's a story that's a little deeper that's going to come out soon about our the growth in our relationship, and but creatively we have always vibed. That's been like at the core of what really drew us together as creators and arenas in which he is and still even continues to just elevate in his advanced understanding and music and his depth of repertoire in knowledge of the boards and how to build tracks and layers. And I absorbed that, and I learned so much from those scenarios. And it was truly an honor to be in the gift of the presence of the royal bloodline here.
Right.
And it would be shortly after that, he'd gift me with his last name. So 17 years of friendship here.
Man, you guys are amazing too. And I can't wait to show what you guys have done together and talk about that.
Yeah.
Wow, what an experience. So you started out using your voice and then you just dug into it, like the nitty gritty of the voice, and which compliments him so well as well and what he does. But that is amazing. I didn't know that. That's a great story.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And, to really have that support too, because Curtis saw like how much I loved music. And I feel like I had missed the mark when even Selena had signed at one point and Jennifer Lopez. And I'm like, okay, this wasn't the path for me, and it's okay. Right. And this was before even independent music artistry had evolved to where artists were able to really maintain their creative control over their pieces and really be mindful of even building their own brand and distributing their music with the creation of with the innovative technology of the internet sources. So to see that he would not only, we first came together in business, because he asked me, he said, would you want to build what I'm building here in a company that protects our music library so we can leave, this legacy for our kids. And I'm like, I would be absolutely honored. Like, well, absolutely. What can I do to contribute? And coming from really no business music background, it was a leap of faith that I really embarked on, but trusted, that the creator of life, who is love, was welcoming me on this journey to align with my best friend and lover. And I was like, absolutely. So it would be a few years after that of really learning the independent business artistry, which continues to change and evolve, as we all know,
every day.
Where he would ask me like that question of would you allow me to produce an album for you? And I'm like, what? He was like, I would be honored to produce. He's like, you've been working so hard, and like you've supported me for so long, and you've put everyone else first before your hopes and your dreams and your desires. He's like, and I would be honored to produce you. And I'm like, oh my! I felt like it was like a Cinderella story for me.
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely relate, and I can imagine, being able to have that passion initially, you know what I mean, and put it to the side for something deeper. I don't want to say, different or worse or better, just something deeper that you put your heart into, and then was able to pour into somebody that was eventually going to pour that passion right back into you, So. That's so dope. That's so amazing.
You.
Oh, I love you guys. You guys are just too much for me, Even on Instagram, I think I'd be commenting like that. You guys are too much. Stop it. Oh my gosh, I can't get enough of y'all.
It's a genuine young love,
man.
And he pushes me too. He's so real, and I value that. He's like, I don't want to hear you in the booth. I want to hear the creators singing through you. And he's like, he pushes me vocally, and I'm just like, I've never had that in my life, that solid figure who really
knows your worth.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes.
Knows your worth.
I couldn't have said it better.
Man, that's amazing. So while you're being great, learning and deepening your, educational side of the voice, what was Mr. Curtis doing over here in the streets?
Well, I mean, I started off at a young age. I knew actually from when I first heard Wu-Tang, I knew in my heart, that's where I was like, man, when I heard Triumph, we formed our little group, the Lyrical Assassins. It was just like, this is what it is. This is what we want to do, And as a youngster, you're just trying to figure it out and just vocally, and like, you don't know what all comes with it, Then, I later on I would lose my scholarship through a riot that happened, and then I was still writing a little bit, but I wasn't serious about it. And then later I would meet find out about my pops, and then meet him at the age of 20. That's when I really started taking it more serious. I was like, wow, I got family in here that's doing this, that, this is serious, And then from that, I went on a journey. I was serious about doing music, but I didn't understand my purpose and my calling. You know what I'm saying? So it's two different things, because it's like you could just do music and follow the trends and try to keep it with everybody else or whatnot. But when you understand your purpose, that's when it's just like full steam ahead, because you in your lane. Ain't nobody take you out of that lane, because you know where you headed. So that's what really started helping me understand who I was and what I wanted to lend to the people. So all of the other stuff that I did before, personally, it's just my journey. Right. So people could say, oh, well, I heard this, you're a hood surgeon, this and that, all these other things through the years. But it didn't make me who I was. Right. So now what I'm saying with this album, what we're working on now, Product of My DNA, and then also a biopic motion picture project is going to show the world of what we have been up to, our purpose, our calling, and everything that we want to lend to the world, out there. So I know it's a long answer, but I just
no, of course not. I mean, we got a whole hour. I
had to get that off my chest.
No, definitely. And it's crazy you say that, because I was thinking about that the other day. Something told me in my mind this quote. I don't know if I've heard it or if I just felt it, but it was like, I knew I was meant to do this before I knew it was possible. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that's so cool that some people might. Of course, with the name comes the controversy, right?
Absolutely.
But the fact that you knew that you wanted to do this from a very young age before, it was in you before you knew anything. You know what I mean? And
that's the main part, because so many people say, oh, because you're Dre's son and certain things, silver spoon in your mouth, all these other things. It's the obvious if a person doesn't know, but if then they start understanding who I am and they get to really know what it was like, then it's way different. It's like, wait a minute, you didn't have it like that. You didn't grow up with him. All these different things. You your own person. When you found out who he was, you wanted to be just like him. Then you found your purpose, which makes sense. Anybody should want to be like their dad or mom or whatever.
Right, exactly.
But then they grow into understanding who they want to be if they taught right. So, but I didn't have that guidance. So now when I'm prone to understand that, that's when it's like, oh, this is what it is. And I'm so blessed and honored. I don't want to take all the shine off of Monarch, because she definitely was there and rooted from the beginning and motivated me, even from my lyrics to everything. I couldn't spell. I couldn't do certain things that I thought I was able to do. That I would be in the booth and be like, man, I got bars in my head, but I can't put it on the pen of the pad because I can't spell it, because I moved 17 times before the age of 18. Like, these are things that people that don't know. They'll just be like, oh, well, you can be a lyricist, but what about the core the core studies? The fundamentals of your learning capabilities. If you weren't able to read and write, and I don't never point at the next man if they couldn't, because you don't know that man's situation or that or that woman's situation. I just look at it like, where are they at now? Because some people may not understand certain core values and studies in life and be very successful from a worldly point of view.
And vice versa. There's some very smart people out there that don't have an artistic bone in their body, nor creativity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we're all meant for our own reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what's crazy or what's awesome is that, to me, it sounds more like you knew who you were and you knew what you wanted to do. Finding about who your dad was just like confirmation for you. Like, it's like, I already know I'm going to do this. I already know this, but now I know where it comes from. Cool. Now I can go do my thing. You know what I mean?
I got led in different ways because I love football, but it was like, was this me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Now when I look back, I'm like, I love music so much. I don't even, like, I'll pick up a rock for sure. I love it, but it ain't like it was my first love. So I fell in love with music more so, but I didn't know that. You see what I'm saying? But when you guided by different parents that want you to be in what they want, you know, that's where it's really like kind of understanding, what do you really want to do? So with our children, we really want to tell them like, hey, this is, you know, whatever you want to do, we support you. So that's where we're at with that, you know. And no, I'm happy to just have that mindset now, and then have, you know, a good team around me, of course. Love of my life, you know, Monarch, and she helped shed a lot of light on me. I didn't understand certain ways that I was going, and even the people around me, you know, it's different when somebody really start telling you, and you be like, wait a minute, you wasn't doing this with me, and now you're doing this, but you actually helping me identify what was around me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then you can really, it don't matter who you are, if somebody just immediately saying, oh, this person, I don't know about this, you know, just keep an eye out for this person. But then you really have that thought in the back of your head, and you be like, wait a minute, let me see what she think, you know, let me see what this person's talking about. That's actually a true fact. And you really start seeing through that person and be like, wait, you know, that's something, that's an entity through that person. You know.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful out here. We were just talking about spiritual warfare last show. It's crazy out here. But I was gonna say something about that. God, my mind moves too fast for me. Oh yeah, it's great to have. It's always good to have an outside perspective, especially when the outside perspective has your best interest at heart. You know, and to be able to find somebody to be able to do that for you and be able to, you know, take that.
Yeah.
That definitely helps out a lot in life, you know,
Absolutely.
just in anything. But so speaking of just it being in your DNA, let's go to this first hit product of my DNA so we can take some water and chill out for a second and jam to some music. And then we're going to come back with so much more. Go ahead and introduce it.
Oh, well, you know what it is. It's your boy Curtis Young. You know, on that part, we got product of my DNA. You know, that's one of the classics. That's one of my tracks that I really I'm feeling. It got a good vibration to it, so y'all enjoy.
Curtis Young, first single about to drop. It's called Music. Curtis Young, straight from West Coast, California. That's how we jam. Success in my veins, no more speculation about me. I'm here to clear the lane, here to finally let you know who I am. It's Curtis Young, still the same. It's the life of the party, it's all love. Music's in my blood and greatness is in my vision. Got my head up to the sky, I'm a product of my religion. Won't stop till I'm finished. I define what the game's missing, so take a minute and just listen. Let the music take control of your system and slow cruise with it. In the club dancing, got the world trying to move with it. My music reach everybody eardrums, everybody fiending for it, everybody needs some. Like the beat of a drum, stadiums bump. Hear my name yelled in the crowd, I'm here. What you want? Dedicated to it, the coast I cater to it. Built the movement and I got it moving smooth like fluid. New era rap, say the new era rap, not the school cap. Feel good music. I mean, a whole new image for the West Coast. By the throne, I have an empire, state of mind, something like the rise of Rome. Beats bang, taking over the streets, that's the game plan. Cause my style's hot like overused brake pads. Heavy on the gas, I fly through competition, levitating my city. I got the world moving with me. No choice but to feel me. Swag on a different zone. Running tracks with green lights while composing songs. I love music, love it just like my granddad. Build a new era of rap, not the skull cap. Change the game drastic, I run my town. This is Young E&T and we shut shit down. I got the block on me, come and get it with us. I'm Curtis Young, Mr. Life for the party. Get your flawless up, bottoms up, start pouring. Feel the music penetrate through my name, I'm world touring. Music's running through my veins every way. Man, this is about music, man. This is the first single, so I figure it's only right to, you know, get the hair hooked up. Just love the music, man. This is embedded in me. I like to write.
Seems like I waited so long just to hear the finished product of this song. Now that it's here, let it hit the airwaves. You just been the record product from the DNA. Success is my vision in your area now. I'm talking about this new era coming to
My father is Dr. Dre, legendary Dr. Dre. The people are gonna think the product of my father, but the product is me. It's embedded in me, and I am my own person. And I'm gonna let you just feel my music and run with it.
It's a party now.
Hey, buddy.
Pope the H2O.
Party.
Let's go.
Get you to scratch on some.
Hell yeah, I'm
Scratching,
down.
yeah.
I've been practicing every day too.
That's right.
Man, that's a dope song.
Thank you.
It's funny
Appreciate
when my dad was a DJ, right? So that's how I kind of got into it. And he used to have a disco. Well, he called it a disco, right, back in the day. And it was called the Brothers Disco.
Yeah.
And his slogan was, "We're not just music, we're the life of the party."
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I think that's so cool.
Oh,
And that
wow.
always stuck with me because when I'm DJing, I'm not just, I'm a performer, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
to me, it's like even when I'm DJing, I'm back there turning up and
Right.
I go out there and dance, even at the bars and lounges. So
Yes.
I thought that was so cool. They really related.
Shout out to your pops, then.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Shout out to the DJs, the old school DJs.
Got it in the
you
blood,
feel
you
me?
know what I mean? Got you
Right.
cutting, you know.
Yeah. I would have never thought, you know what I mean? Never would have thunk.
Well,
But
doesn't fall too far from the tree.
even if you try to fight it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to go into these new music projects, both y'all's albums that are coming out. But before we do that, I just want to share these amazing words in this email. Like I want to put this on my wall, you know? I want to share this to all the artists, all the influencers out there. I really want you guys to listen to this, okay? And this is definitely going to be a clip because this right here, these words.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Discovering purpose and inspiring humanity through music creatives after coming to the understanding of the power of the tongue and healing through sound frequencies given music's effect on plants and water molecules. That's like a life and science lesson all in one. You know what I mean? I want you to like kind of dig more on that, especially, you know, because of the words you use. But this is very, very, very powerful right now, especially with the way music is going.
Right.
So I want you to kind of explain that further, go a little bit deeper into your process behind that.
Sure. No.
Which is going to lead to y'all's new projects.
Right.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
go ahead.
No, absolutely. Well, we know even hip hop as a genre, right, was originally created, and we're talking like the pioneers,
Right.
created this genre with the intention of using the tongue as a weapon to communicate a message to the masses. And as music has continued to evolve, especially within that arena of the hip hop facet, we've seen that change based on the words deriving from the heart of the individual that's spitting. And as we took a seat back and really became more mindful of what creatives have been created in the past and what actually has come into a reality based on what was spoken off the tongue, we started seeing that more and more artists lived what they had spoken out in their music. All due respect to any artists who utilize music as an expression. It's medicine, and we know it's therapeutic for so many. And there are artists who will pour their pain out, and it's an expression. So it's mindful that we recognize that that's a healing mechanism, a tool that others use. But it's also important for us to bring awareness to how powerful the tongue is. It has the power to speak life or to speak death. And what we speak off of our tongues, we've personally been able to identify firsthand has literally happened to us like a boomerang. It came right back around.
Right.
And as we started researching that in even more depth, there is actual scientific research to support even music being played for plants as they grow, and the music that embodied words that were inspirational, that were positive in the message, resulted in the flourishing of these plants. And the music that was played that integrated a more negative connotation within the lyrics, the plants ended up dying.
Right.
They didn't flourish as successfully as the other plants in the studies. We see that even with water. I know most may be familiar with Dr. Emoto, who studied this and studied the pattern of water molecules when words were displayed or with the intention of positive versus negative connotations. And these water molecules would literally form like geometric shapes. And if we think of our bodies being 75-80%
Exactly.
water,
Right.
We as humans, we really can be affected health-wise by the conduct of character in our company and the words that are spoken. And I'm going to briefly touch on what you mentioned right now in the realm of the spiritual warfare we're battling. And it is a proven fact that words are spirit. So it's wise for those who receive that understanding and pay attention to the words that are coming off of a person's tongue, because they're really deriving from the heart.
Exactly.
So we have to literally begin to test every word off of the tongue, test every word with the ear, like the tongue tastes food, to see what the intention of that person's heart is exhibiting through what they're speaking off of their tongue.
Yeah, that is so deep. And I'm glad I kind of let the professor speak, because I was going to say it in my way, but that's the professor way. I think that's just so crucial, because I think, in the music industry, just like any other industry that's out there now, it has just been so saturated with getting the bag, getting the money, getting the streams, getting the popularity, that people have forgotten that music is an influence. It is teaching people. It is raising people. It is, just like you go learn in school, you're learning through the music you listen to. You know what I mean? You become a product of what you're listening to, what you're learning, the people you're around. And if I'm hearing my daughter come up to me and say, "Hey, Mom, you hear that new Ice Spice song?" I'm like, "You're grounded. Go to your room. You're grounded. I can't believe you just told me about Ice Spice." And then she had the nerve to tell me Ice Spice was the new salt and pepper. I said, "You're done. You're done.
Right.
You put shame on our whole family right now. How dare you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because it's popular, because it's on TikTok, because they see it all the time, they think this is what music is.
Right.
Absolutely.
Do they realize what they're saying? Probably not, but subconsciously they're absorbing all that information, and somehow, some way it's going to come up. You know what I mean? So to be able to, be understanding of that, I think that already makes you guys great artists, because you're aware of what you're telling and what you're saying, and the ears it's going to fall upon and what it's going to do to them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And even like it's become such a passion that we serve in this purpose that we've become committed to, because we now have a responsibility to like speak life to the next generations, like the generations to come.
Those words you just said, just speaking life, that term right there says so much.
Thank you. The pieces that we are mindful in how we create now, and that this is why we spent so much time creating our company, to be able to really maintain that creative control over what we created in the literary connotation as we wrote these pieces. You'll notice there's a lot of figurative language in the new projects that are about to be released, where there's depth, there's metaphors, multiple entendres that really embody even aspects of creation that has been created by the creator with a depth of understanding that we as humans have a responsibility to really inspire humanity as a whole. And when that message resonates across the masses, we can see unity, we can see harmony,
Right.
and we can see love.
And unfortunately, we're just all on different pages.
That is a fact. Yes.
So, I mean, if you're on
Yes.
this page, you can tell, and I feel like people are kind of migrating towards their own spots. You know what I mean?
Yes.
These people are migrating and magnifying towards each other, and then these people are magnifying towards each other. So that's the energy in this room.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these new projects. Go ahead.
Oh,
Product of my
man.
DNA. Let's.
Yeah, product of my DNA.
What can we
you know,
expect?
It's well, you know, we're working on a pioneer sound. Definitely, it's in a form like off of the biopic. So it's like a life story project, of course, about my life, and then of course meeting my pops, and then of course meeting the love of my life, and then integrating, you know, just that divine hope in there. But with the project, it's definitely something that's timeless. We want it to be, like Monarch was saying, something that's going to reach the next generation. But at the same time, we want it to be, you know, that new era sound, you know, like something that ain't never been heard before. You know, my family is just a family of bloodline of trendsetters. So we can't expect no less. You know, I just will say it's just in confidence, you know, definitely confident about the people that we're working with. And at the same time, what's been given to us, like to understand our passion and our purpose. So
Nice. So the biopic and the album's titled the same?
No, I haven't I can't give the actual movie title, but
Not yet.
Not yet. It's coming. but the album title is way overdue. Product of my DNA. Yeah, that's my album. Yeah, it's gonna be the one.
Nice. Is it streaming everywhere already?
Not yet. That's gonna be, you know, it's part of the movie, so it's gonna be biopic
released.
movie. It's gonna be a movie, a soundtrack for the movie, and Product of my DNA.
Got
so
you.
You know, I wanted to separate the two because there's people that inspired me and Monarch that we wanted to integrate into the actual soundtrack to the film. But at the same time, Product of my DNA is a life story. So it's like, okay, now you get to see what it is like in a clear view of the biopic, and then you get to have that soundtrack too. Then it's like, oh, okay, this is, you know, Curtis Young's life story. This is what it is on that part.
Got
You
you.
know?
Got you. Well, stay tuned, y'all, for more coming soon. And Ms. Monarch, you have an album of your own?
Yes. Coming soon. Yes. Produced, executive, I should say, with executive production on behalf of Curtis Young, who, again, I'm so honored to align with in this project, both as a co-writer and with his ability on the boards to be able to bring that genius after even shadowing some of the greats.
Right.
It's an absolute honor. And this album really will integrate a cross-cultural collaboration of my Latin background. So I'm loving the whole Latin jazz component,
Nice.
coupled with some spoken word, as well as, you know, the integration of a little hip hop with even my gifts cultural background, you know, Afro Creole sounds. So really a conglomeration of a multicultural mix that derives from our ethnicities, as well as carrying a very smooth connotation
Interesting.
through the
I'm
through the
excited.
sounds.
Yeah.
We're going to have to bring both y'all back on individually to promote these albums.
Oh, thank you.
We'll just do a listening session for both.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Attitude.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
no,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's called Manifestation of a Monarch. And Monarch having that depth of meaning of a butterfly. I love that transformation and that whole metamorphosis that creation from any any a creation like a caterpillar to a butterfly, or even a seed that's in the depths of the darkest dirt that when watered and given sun grows and transforms into a new creation. And I really can relate to that, having once been in a very dark cocoon and very broken at a time, and sought that light and was able to break out and really spread my wings and soar. So I'm excited to share this project with
I'm
all.
so excited to hear about it, because I've definitely went through that transformation recently. So it's definitely inspiring.
Yeah.
So before we get into, we have a couple more minutes here. So I want to make sure we play some of these songs though, because these are pretty hot. So before we get into the next topics, let's go ahead and introduce the one with Talli.
Oh, Talli Hogiya. Yeah, that was, definitely, like Monarch was saying, international sounds that, we integrated. This came from the Punjabi culture. We did, I did a track with a female named Rameet. And, enjoy it, Talli Hogiya.
It's a fun song.
Appreciate that.
Turn up.
Let's get it. That part.
Yeah. Curtis Young in the UK. Rameet, Zeus worldwide on the beat. International,
ਜਦੋਂ
worldwide.
ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਕਮਲਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਸਜਣਾ ਖੱਬੀ ਅੱਖ ਭਰ ਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਕਮਲਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਸਜਣਾ ਖੱਬੀ ਅੱਖ ਭਰ ਕੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨੈਣ ਬੜੇ ਹਨ ਨਸ਼ੀਲੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਿਪਸ ਬੜੇ ਹਨ ਰਸੀਲੇ ਬਸ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ 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 ਨਾਮ
Let's go.
ਸੋਹਣਿਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਚ ਟੋਟੋ ਟੱਲੀ ਹੋ ਗਈਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਹਣਿਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਚ ਟੋਟੋ ਟੱਲੀ ਹੋ ਗਈਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਹਣਿਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਚ ਟੋਟੋ ਟੱਲੀ ਹੋ ਗਈਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਹਣਿਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਚ ਟੋਟੋ ਟੱਲੀ ਹੋ
Bollywood the
ਗਈਗਾ
cop. Where your love, little mama, going crazy, folks. CY worldwide with this amazing flow. She put the platinum on the plaque with her luscious glow. I'm in the spot and I'm working till the case is closed. Beautiful mind like hers and her face is cold. And we drinking, so bring another chaser toast. I don't chase, but I feel like she was made for me. Show you the time of your life, girl, wait and see.
जान कट लेना रूप मेरा स्टाइल मेरा है देसी लखा वाला है सूट मेरा कोई ना मेरी जैसी जान कट लेना रूप मेरा स्टाइल मेरा है देसी लखा वाला है सूट मेरा कोई ना मेरी अपनी मस्त जवानी बस तेरे नाम लाई मैनू दिल विच दे दे था सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा मैं सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा मैं सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा मैं सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा
FYE presidential seat, hub king from the west. What else would you expect from me? Young queen only seen in your wildest dreams. And I'm nothing like an ex when I set the scene. He ain't stacking it like this, man. Platinum wristband. And I'm leaning like a kickstand with the chips in. You by my side, ain't nothing we can't do. Got me thinking about hitting you on my last name too. Young.
Fashion दी मैं queen हाँ hotness मेरी वखरी रख देना दिल कदमां विच जीनू एक बारी तकदी Fashion दी मैं queen हाँ hotness मेरी वखरी रख देना दिल कदमां विच जीनू एक बारी तकदी मेरी जुल्फां नागन वांगू पर दिल खुश मेरी यादां कर तेरे ते कुर्बान सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा मैं सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा मैं सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा मैं सोने तेरे इश्क च टोटो टल्ली हो गईगा
International over here. They international over here. You better stop. There's levels to this. You feel me? So speaking on levels, let's talk about this book real quick before we, get into the hemp collection. Talk a little bit about this book.
Yeah, I was actually blessed to do an insert inside of the book is titled A Black Man's Point of View. And from that, Dr. Cooley was like, hey, you want to do an insert inside the book? And it's The Heart of a Black Man. So we got that opportunity. I was blessed to start writing it. And then, of course, Monarch did helped out with bringing it home and editing that. So it was a team ordeal there, and we brought it to life, and it actually became a #1 seller. So on Amazon. So blessing for that.
Yes.
And what
Yeah.
is this book about, more or less?
Oh, you want to?
Well, I was
wanna
just
share?
going to share that the excerpt in the written transitions,
Yeah.
it speaks on behalf of the heart of Curtis through every single era of his life. So you almost get like a sneak peek of what the
bio?
biopic
Yeah.
is going to
Yeah.
embody, and what his heart was feeling through different seasons throughout his from childhood to adolescence, even adulthood, until freedomhood.
That's deep.
Right.
That's deep. A lot of people don't talk about that side of people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So it's it was at first I was apprehensive about doing it because I was like, all right, can I do this? Because like I said, the literary skills and everything, and I was like, yeah, I conquered it. Now I'm a published author now.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Whoop,
it's a
whoop.
blessing.
Let's
Thank you.
go.
Yes, which you have elevated in
Yeah.
significantly since you've been writing bar for bar. And
Yeah.
I'm honored to just come back and add a little extra word here that makes it a triple entendre or helps with the transition and flow. But to see him just sitting there, just writing these pieces out, and again, it's just contributing to each other's strengths.
Definitely.
Because the boards are foreign to me, and what he does on the boards is genius, and it's something that I'm slowly learning how to do.
Yeah.
He taught me how to record him, so
it's its
Yeah.
own language.
It is.
It's its own language.
Yes.
No, and it's good. I know a professor, so I'm good. You know
Right?
what I mean?
It worked, man. It worked. Music and professor just worked,
Right? So no, it's a blessing.
Well, make sure y'all go check out that book. Get a little sneak peek of the bios, and he's not giving us nothing. It's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Give
It's
you a little
okay.
bit. Well, we save it for the next show, but
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Dot to be continued.
That part, right? Okay.
All right, so let's talk about this gear you got on, because my daughter's a 420. I'm very 420 friendly. So hemp is something that's come such a long way, and I'm very proud that people have been doing that and taking part in this. So let's
Yeah,
talk about
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, so it's a hemp line. It's a sound wave and a heart monitor and a sound wave. Basically, it's all made out of hemp, sustainable line, and we're gonna be dropping that near the fourth quarter, and we're excited. So, and also we're gonna on the hang tag, it's gonna have a QR code that's gonna lead to the music.
Oh, nice.
So you'll be able to get that when you purchase that. It'll be like certain records that you can get before they come out. So
Ooh, that's
once
fun.
we start pushing.
Nice. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come get mine.
we got you. We got
Don't
you.
worry, y'all,
Yeah.
y'all finna see me.
We'll see her on the site. You
Post,
know.
Right.
post coming soon. Gotta support.
Oh,
So
gratitude.
that's love.
Muchas
That's love.
gracias.
Thank
Of
you.
course, it's nothing. And then there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. You guys being able, the artist, I don't want to say artist development because you're not developing
yeah,
artists.
yeah.
Right.
Consultations, what your program is doing. Talk more about that.
Yes, absolutely. So Curtis and I collectively created a company. It's called Young, Monarch Entertainment. Young, of course, in honor of my father-in-law's legacy in the facet of music artistry. And Monarchy is a kingdom. So it's a kingdom of artistry, and it's really designed specifically for originators who are seeking development of creative passion, artistic preservation, music business expertise, and brand enhancement. So we're grateful to have learned a lot of lessons along the way as the whole lane of independent artistry has really evolved and continues to change, and to utilize our experiences to also share with other creators who are seeking development of their artistry and ways to create their own brand. So originally it initially started as a company that would house our own music library to protect those creatives. And as more and more artists kept asking us, for advice, we thought, let's offer this as a service, as a consultation service to artists all over the world. It's globally. And at one point in our lives, we were building brick and mortars in different locations. But as we really, dove into the business model, we felt it would be more beneficial to just offer an online service to artists globally, to be able to have access to that information from people who have, learned a lot along the way and want to share it with others. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. I'm actually putting together something as well, and I think right now, if you're an artist, take a second to really dive into the information that you need to be able to be an artist. It's not all about talent, it's not all about skill, but the information and educating yourself on how to make money, how to brand yourself, what to influence, how to influence, who you're influencing is very, very important in your artistry. You know what I mean? Everybody who just wants to make it big and make their song go viral, there's a whole other life that you really need a foundation that you need to be an artist. So take advantage of people like this who have experienced it, who have done it, who have learned so much and are offering this information. Because I'm not sure how much y'all are charging, but I know this is, very vital information that, it's very expensive at your cost, really. You know what I mean? You had to go through it. You had to learn it. You had to, and you're giving this game to people. So artists, please take advantage of things like this. Seminars, panels, companies like this that are really trying to go back into that label kind of artist development teaching style, but without the strings.
Right.
That's
so true. That's so true. Because artists will say, like, where's the bag? Give me the bag. Sign me. And Curtis will always share, like, take the bag out of the way and focus on purpose. Let me show you how to build a brand so that you now have rights to your own music. You have a team that can help you continue to flourish in that in your heart's desire to continue to pursue music as a profession, and really protect your legacy
while you're here. Right, while you're here and when you're gone, like he said earlier. So
and it's one thing to be an influence. You can influence anyone. You can influence a child or whatever or a person, parents can influence whatever, but it's different to be influential. You know what I mean? So that's a whole different thing was when you get to a status where you're not being influenced and you understand how to not be influenced and then to be influential, So that's one of the things that it's really about mindset and understanding what is your purpose? Only because I've done it and I've been here before. So that's why we wanted to create the company to help so many other people to just dive in and go straight, head first, but really remove, like Monarch was saying, remove that bag out the way. Because that's going to always, run into a brick wall every single time. Because you're going to be focused on that.
Or you're going to fizzle out very quickly.
Yeah, and
then when you don't have that, then what it is. So if you remove it, then when you do have it, you already have a plan what to do with it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Right. Utilizing it as a tool to continue to invest in yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because passion is what really, transcends through time. Money can just buy you a couple things, but, being able to put your passion to something and put it out there and influence the right people with the right mindset, takes a lot more than just sitting down at a studio and writing some lyrics.
It's a lot more than that.
So really tap into that, and I see a lot more people trying to give that information out and not enough people taking advantage of that. So please take advantage of this. They're trying to give you the game. So with that being said, before we get up out of here and play this last track, what are some things you guys want to plug? Some shout outs, some news? Not that. I just said that. Surprise. No pun intended at
all. I just want to give a shout out to, definitely the chief musician, creator of life, just for this purpose and this path, number one. And also just for everyone that supported, me out there and us in our journey and in our paths. I just want to give a shout out to everybody there, all the fans, everybody. And I'm just thankful. I want to say thank you for that part for having us today. And, I just want to keep continuing to grow and educate others and learn more from others. And also keep that mindset and focus on the path and the purpose,
Amen.
Absolutely. Wow. I am first and foremost extremely grateful and honored to be here today. Thank you for having us, and definitely want to give a major shout out to my Most High, who has me right now on the highest of the highest heights. But with that comes with the responsibility, because the higher you are, the harder you fall. And so, really staying grounded and in humility. I just want to express my appreciation to even the pioneers who have paved the way, who I've been able to learn from along the journey and continue to grow in so many areas. And so I'm thankful for the mentors in my life who continue to encourage me to continue to evolve, and thankful for even that word of truth that gives the highest wisdom of the heavens to really help gift discernment in the decision making as I continue to walk along this path of purpose.
That part.
Towards freedom and peace.
That part. With that being said, man, thank you guys so much. I'm so happy I got you guys here in the studio. Shout out to VegasHype, Guerilla Cross for help making this happen. Once again, just a quick overview. Careful what you speak. You're speaking life to know. You don't even know sometimes who you're talking to. You could be talking to a bird. You have no idea how you might have changed that bird's life with what you said to it, okay? So be careful what you guys are speaking, who you're speaking to, you know what I mean, what you're saying. And just keep gaining knowledge, you know what I mean? Keep being positive, keep staying in your passion, stay focused like they said. And thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. Congratulations on everything, everything you guys have ever, done. And there's so much more you guys deserve, and that's coming your way. So I'm putting it out there. Make sure you guys go support them both. EPs coming soon, bio coming soon, book out there for you to get a sneak peek, and hemp merchandise. Great information being given. So thank you guys so much. See you guys Thursday.
Yes.
Back to our regular scheduled programming. And on the way out here, Snap with Flav. Go ahead and introduce it.
Yeah, this that joint is called Snap with Flavor Flav, your boy Curtis Young, and shout out to Wade Martin. It was filmed in Las Vegas.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So shout out to that. Las Vegas.
LV.
Get your snap on that part. You dig?
On that part.
Let's do
See
it.
ya. Peace. Have a great day, y'all.
Flame, I see you getting a snap. Yeah. Wade Martin on the beat.
I circle around the world and I seen a lot of girls, but there's something about you, pretty lady. Speaking of my snap, girl, I'll play back. 9 second beat driving me crazy. Send me a message and I'll hit you back. I'm branding your hashtag. How do you like that? Send me a message and I'll hit you back. Send me a message and I'll hit you back, girl. Can you snap? Can you picture that? Baby, can you snap? Can you picture that, girl?
My life story, no motion picture. Curtis Young, a heavy hitter, paparazzi with we on. 9 seconds in, he gone. I wanna snap back with them jeans on. Old school bad like Nia Long. I might get back, see what she on. Pick her up in that bent though. 80s flow like Lorenzo. T the lead for them ends though. Give it up to my kinfolk. Forever young, that's tenfold. Wade on the instrumental. Pushing that continental. We bossed up, check the tempo. Compton boy, but I'm laid back. In the bed when I'm on the chat, got views, girl, what's that? I could brand you, babe, put you on the map. She FaceTime, trying to prove it's me. Checking timelines like who is she?
Send me a message and I'll hit you back. I'm branding your hashtag. How do you like that? Send me a message and I'll hit you back. Send me a message and I'll hit you back, girl. Can you snap? Can you picture that? Baby, can you snap? Can you picture that, girl?
Passport that cat. Hold up, counting up these racks. Hold up, I'm first class international. Mr. Young, I'm that. Hold up, riding out in that GT. Got Flav, meet me at the spot. Flawless, she gorgeous, just lawless. May call the cops. Let's Skype while I'm on layover. Was chillin' first, now the break's over. Message after message, you the one I'm with, let's take over. Yo, flicks crack, no baking soda. All of you, that's a tall order. Fresh off that train ride, caught Joe body, never all aboard her. 2 taps if you with it. Know about my business. Business of the date in that DM. Let's work it out, no fitness. The ball smooth when you hit the chat. The hashtag and the follow us next episode like this and that.
Send me a message and I'll hit you back. I'm branding your hashtag, how do you like that? Send me a message and I'll hit you back. Send me a message and I'll hit you back, girl. Can you snap, 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 snap? Can you picture that, 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 that? Baby, can you snap, 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 snap? Can you picture that, 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 that? Can you snap, 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 snap?
Across the globe.
Can you picture that, 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 that?
Mr.
Baby, can you snap, 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 snap?
Snap it for
Can
me.
you picture that, 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 that? Can you snap, 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 snap?
Flavor
Can you
Flav.
picture that, 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 that?
Do your thing,
Baby, can
Playboy.
you snap, 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 snap?
Wade Martin,
Can you
you fool
picture
for
that,
this.
that, 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 that?
Snap it to me.